Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here. Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Snowflake Viewpoint, where we cover some of the latest news happening in the UK. This is episode 66 of it. To date in time is the 5th of August 2024, 8 PM UK time. I thought we were dual streaming, but apparently we're not. We're only live on youtube.com/REGANELITE. For some reason, it says on Restream that I'm streaming on Twitch, but when I go to the Twitch, it's not actually streaming. So I don't know if someone could just double check that to confirm that. But for some reason, it's not streaming. I don't know why. So to be fair, I don't really get many people on there anyway, but I still want to continue to live stream on there. So the main topic of discussion is obviously going to be the riots. I've actually got a really good piece that we'll look at in a moment, guys. But just before, I will come to you guys in the chat, just so you the gang is here. Just remember, if you are a YouTube member, you get custom emojis for all these guys. So Pingu, Cash Dummy, and Ollie there hiding on top of it. The lava lamp is already formed in all of its glory as well. So who have we got in the chat tonight? Looks like we've got quite an active chat tonight. This is very, very good. David, good to see you there, buddy. I've just clicked the button Sunshine. Oh, lovely. A very nice positive melody. Yes, yeah. Every now and then, I like to switch things up. And after the general election, I wanted to switch up the thumbnails and everything around the channel, because obviously it's a new era sort of thing. So thanks for that, David. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Mad Monk is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Dave McGuinness, good to see you there, buddy. I was there for the whole show, even though I was just doing stuff in the background. So good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Good show as always. Von, I want to make sure I'm going to try and pronounce the surname, guys, and I know I'm going to screw it up. Von Kakanisa. Ahoy there. Hope you're doing well. I hope I got that. I hope I got it right. I'm just going to refer to you as Von, just so I don't offend. I hope I got your surname right. If I didn't, I apologise. Artibus, good to see you there, buddy. Hope you're doing well as well. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Jao is here. Good to see you, Jao. Hope you're doing well. Indy Scott Brian is here as well. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Genie Bottle also there. Good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Hope you all had a good weekend. Verti is there as well. Good to see you, Verti. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, quite a few people here tonight. Good to see you all. Yeah, not showing on Twitch. Okay, no worries. Yeah, I don't know for some reason why it's not working. Anywho, let's dive straight into it. So before I go to the articles, guys, I don't normally do clips and whatnot, but given the severity of the situation, I just wanted to show you this clip from Sky News about things that are happening at the moment down in Plymouth. This was about just under an hour ago, guys. Here, this is just a report from Sky News. I just wanted to share with you. We'll cover in some articles from them in just a moment, but I just wanted to show you what's happening down in Plymouth. We're going to be looking at a map from the Iron newspaper as well, which is going to highlight where the riots have been as well. But just wanted to highlight this. Yeah, this is what's happening tonight, guys.
Yeah, you can see behind me here there are several hundred protesters who have now gathered in the centre of Plymouth. Two separate protests are happening here in Plymouth today. One organised by Stand Up to Racism, which is on the left of our shot over there, around 350 who have been here since about 6.
So these guys here, these are the good guys. You can see the peace sign. There is someone with an England flag, but representing it for the right reasons. So these are the good guys here in the shot.
But in the last couple of minutes, another group who have publicised their protest with slogans such as "Keep our children safe" and "Stop the boats."
And here's the so-called demonstrators, shall we say, if you want to call them that, demonstrators, I would say. They appear calm at the moment, but obviously things can turn as it turns dark. Let's hope it doesn't. But I just hope it stays calm. But I'm not holding my breath on it, guys.
And your country needs you, have come to the other side of this main road here in Plymouth. And a few moments ago, a line of riot police, which we can see here, have separated them. The only thing keeping them apart at the minute is this line of riot officers and the continuing traffic, of course, here in rush hour in the centre of Plymouth. Devon and Cornwall Police told businesses earlier that they may want to shut early, and I was here at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and the centre of Plymouth here was all pretty much shut up. Police say that they understand the right to protest, but some protests have resulted in disorder, and that will
say no to Nazis, love beasts, hate. Great signs there, great signs.
Not be tolerated. That's the word from Devon and Cornwall Police. You can see these images here from Stand Up to Racism, and on the other side, I must say, a smaller crowd, but still, I would say several hundred who have been chanting "Stop the boats," and some of those getting quite angry at each other. And as I say, a line of riot police now separating these two crowds at the moment.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, violence and whatnot is going to definitely stop the boats. But at the moment, we have to call it what it is. Yeah, that is, at the moment, they're not being violent. They are protesting. They're not breaking any laws or anything. We have to put that in perspective. These lot are at the moment, but obviously that can change. So it's very important to understand. Obviously, we do have to take their concerns seriously. But at the same time, we have to point out that their violent actions, the violence that some of them are doing, are just absolutely unacceptable, and we need to call it out for what it is. Joe Lefty, good to see you there, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And just the last clip as well. This one literally just dropped, I think about not too long ago. Stan Collymore here. He's had some great videos he's picked up during all this as well. Muslim community graves daubed with paint in Burnley. Absolutely, just what is this? Like, disrespecting the dead here. These are Muslim people who have passed on now, and they've just thrown paint over these people. What over them? What is this all about? Like, it's just absolutely abhorrent, guys. Absolutely abhorrent. So I just wanted to share those two with you guys. Yeah, I just hope that the police are taking as much information, as much intel as they possibly can on these people. Right, so the first article I got for you guys is from Sky News. It's one that broke just under an hour ago. Elon Musk has responded to Sir Keir Starmer on Twitter. He's hit back at him after Civil War comments had been dismissed. So Musk, the billionaire owner of X, has made his original comment on social media platform below a video of rioters setting off fireworks at police. So Keir Starmer in his speech, obviously, Keir Starmer's obviously condoning, like saying social media needs to obviously do more. Saying basically a lot of regurgitating of what he's already said. Obviously looking to do, like, working more cooperation with the police and communities and whatnot to be able to tackle and target individuals responsible, and absolutely that social medias need to take responsibility too. I can't remember, does Elon Musk did they actually show the tweet that Musk's post? No, they don't show the tweet. But essentially Elon Musk is not helping the situation in any way, shape or form. And to be fair, guys, he doesn't really know a lot about British politics. He's just going by what people on the right are literally saying to him, you know. So you know, sometimes the best thing to say is to say nothing at all. And you know, he's not helping any of this at all. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're showing it live now. I just hope things don't get violent there, Mad Monk. Thanks for that. So, a war of words have broken out between Elon Musk and the Prime Minister after Downing Street dismissed comments from the world's richest man claiming that civil war is inevitable in the UK. I don't agree with this premise that civil war is inevitable in the UK. I don't accept this premise that this is what the vast majority of the people of the UK feel. I do accept that there is a minority of people who feel angry, feel frustrated by what has happened to them, over not just over austerity, by the changing in their society, by the influx of migrants and immigrants in certain towns and cities of where they're living. That is, it's totally understandable to feel that frustration and anger. But to turn to the violence that they're turning to is not going to solve anything. Their anger and frustration should be at politicians. Burning down a civil advice bureau, stealing Greg's sausages and shoes from Shoe Zone is not going to stop the boats. It's not going to fix your problems. And certainly attacking innocent fellow British citizens simply based off the colour of their skin, it's not going to fix anything. You know, like this idea that the mindset that some of these people think is that they think that they can. Some of them actually think that they can cleanse the UK or cleanse England specifically of like completely of all ethnic backgrounds and whatnot. That's just not going to happen. We are where we are because of immigrants. Immigrants helped us after World War II. Immigrants helped this country. Immigrants have helped fill the job gaps that we didn't have. Immigrants have played such a vital role. Immigrants are a wonderful, wonderful part of our society. We have so many wonderful communities, so many nationalities, different cultures that have embedded themselves into British culture and turned us into a multiculturalism country. We should be very proud of our multiculturalism. But instead, we have people who are feeding off the negativity that some people have had over their lives and then turning that anger and that frustration towards people who aren't responsible for their problems, aren't responsible for the lives that they have. And instead, what they should be doing is casting their anger at the ballot box. They should be casting it towards the politicians, because at the end of the day, it is politicians that make the decisions. Blaming poor people, blaming other people of different colour is not going to fix anything. It's not going to put more money in your pocket. It's not going to give you a better job. It's not going to get you a better home. It's not going to fix your problems. This idea, and yes, there is definitely a societal problem, and it is something that needs to be addressed. I'm pretty sure I've done a video already on this as well, but yeah, we're going to be talking about until these calm down. This is mainly going to be something we're going to be consistently talking about, I'm afraid. So Musk, the billionaire over Mex, made his comments on the social media platform below a video of rioters setting off fireworks at the police. In response, the Prime Minister's spokesperson said there was no justification for his comments, adding, anyone who is whipping up violence online will face the full force of the law. Online platforms have a responsibility. And the thing is that Keir Starmer will not ban X from the UK. There'll be too much outrage if people do that. But there needs to be something done about these online platforms because they have far too much power and far too much influence. There needs to be something to get a grip on them. Online platforms do have a responsibility. Musk has now commented on social media posts from Sir Keir Starmer criticising towards Muslims. Mosques and hotels housing asylum seekers have been among the target of far-right demonstrations which have gripped the UK in the past week. Yeah, so the Holiday Inn, I think it's a Holiday Inn, that was targeted last night. So those have been moved out to another location. And apparently some of the people on the extreme far right are trying to track them down, trying to find out where they've been held and to basically go after them. And the police need to target and identify these people as soon as possible, the ones who are trying to track down the asylum seekers who were moved out of that hotel out of fear for their safety. They're literally trying to target them. There was, I saw a picture of I think it was in Belfast actually, one person wielding a very, very sharp, long blade in their hand. I'm pretty sure it was Belfast. I could be wrong. I haven't seen like just a sharp, dangerous weapon. Basically, I hope none of these protests and none of these if they do turn violent tonight, I just hope none of them are carrying sharp weapons like that. I really hope not. Sir Keir said the unrest is not protest, it's pure violence, adding, "We will not tolerate attacks on mosques or our Muslim communities." Musk replied, "Shouldn't you be concerned about attacks on all communities?" Have there been any? What other communities are being attacked, Musk? Can you give us examples? Can you give us examples here? He says this because these are the ones that are being targeted. They're not targeting Christian churches, are they? They're not targeting Buddhist temples, are they? They're not targeting. They're not targeting. Are they targeting Jewish? Are they targeting Jewish buildings? Are they targeting Jewish schools? Are they targeting Jews? No, they're not. They're targeting a specific community and specific people. Let's jump into conclusions. Musk's latest comment as the government urges social media companies to do more to stop misinformation spreading online. Earlier, Sir Keir said he told ministers and police chiefs at an emergency Cobra meeting on Monday that the law applies online. So if you incite violence, it doesn't matter whether it's online or offline, he added. And therefore, I expect justice in relation to those who are directly participating on the streets, for there to be arrests and for charging for prosecution. Equally, anyone who is bound to have committed a criminal offence online can expect the same response. The Prime Minister's spokesperson said the government is working with social media platforms to ensure disinformation is removed, but more could be done. Social media companies have a responsibility to ensure disinformation is removed, and they will be held to account, he added. The Technology Secretary, Peter Kyle, said responsibility for harmful social media content principally rests with the individuals and groups who have created it. It is undeniable that social media has provided a platform for the hate, Mr. Kyle has added. They have been clear that these companies also have a responsibility not to peddle the harm, and to those who seek to damage and divide our society, we're working closely with them to ensure that they meet that responsibility. And more than 400 people have been arrested since the riot started last Tuesday, so far 400 people. That number is going to increase a lot more. They began in Stockport following the arrest of Axel Rubina, who is charged with the murder of 3 young girls and 10 counts of attempted murder. They all died in knife attacks in the Merseyside town last Monday. This information online says the person arrested was a Muslim refugee who arrived in the UK via a small boat. He was born in Cardiff to Rwandan parents before moving to a village near Southport. Andrew Tate, the controversial influencer, amplified the false narrative, saying the attacker was an illegal migrant. Yeah, he's talking nonsense as well. Separately, Reform leader Nigel Farage questioned if the police who had said the attack was not terror-related were being truthful. Sir Keir said there is an army of specialists and police officers on standby to tackle further violence disorder. The Prime Minister also announced criminal justice will be ramped up with courts opening for longer hours. He has requested those who are charged to be named at the earliest possible moment. Sir Keir adds, whether the applicant's motivation, this is not a protest, this is pure violence, and we will not tolerate attacks on mosques or the Muslim communities. Yeah, they need to be named and shamed. He's absolutely right. The moment that they are charged, they're named, they need to be named and shamed. That absolutely must be done without a shadow of a doubt. The Home Secretary says prison places are ready for thuggish minorities involved in the riots. I will come to you guys in the chat in a moment. Politicians have accused far right of using Southport stabbing as an excuse, and social media companies for failing to deal with misinformation. The Home Secretary, thuggish minorities. Vet Cooper is part of the Cobra meeting today. We've already known about that, 400 people. In London last week, 111 people arrested in one night, and in Middlesbrough over the weekend, officers arrested 43 people, with people also arrested in other areas. Now, Middlesbrough have taken in a lot. Good to see you, Mark. I hope you're doing well, and Billy Kershaw as well. Hope you guys are doing well. So Middlesbrough have been one city that have taken in quite a lot of refugees over the past 10, 20 years or so. While some other communities have not taken their, shall we say, their fair share. I think that's a fair way of putting it. So because they have taken quite a lot, it was unfortunately going to be targeted. Ms. Cooper told Sky News those involved who have injured police, target mosques and asylum seekers who cause criminal damage are thuggish minority of criminals. They do not speak for our community, so it's a total disgrace and there has to be a reckoning. Those individuals who are involved in disorder need to know that they will pay a price. Yeah, and the thing is, like, look, like, what, like, this attack, this is, it's just not helping anyone. And the thing is, all these people who are here, who are sitting by here, all these people who are in the background, these youngsters and everything, they need to be some kind of accountability for those who attend and those who participate in some way, shape or form. There needs to be some accountability for those who are literally just sitting there with mobile phones, because you're just as much you're part of this, even if you're not being violent. You're not helping the situation in any way, shape or form. Yeah. You want to go down there and film and all that kind of stuff. Leave it to the professionals. I would say leave it to the professionals. You're putting yourself at risk, and I really mean this. These people who are going down there just to film, I would not recommend it, because you could easily be branded just like these violent thugs, because you're literally part of that crowd. You can argue all you want about, oh, I'm just filming with my phone. You're part of that crowd. You're part of that crowd. And it's not worth the risk. Yeah, police dogs have been used in this instance as well. I mean, there was obviously some police dogs that obviously police officers have been severely hurt as well, but there's obviously been some police dogs that have also been hurt in all of this as well. We already know about this. We read this, read it in the other one already. To found a full range of offences from those who turn up to the last minute, who carry out arson, will face arrest and have a prison cell, in order to make sure they've paid the full price of what they have won. Yeah, so they're gonna make sure that there's prison cells for all these people. They have vowed to do that. Now, understandably, Alistair Keir, if I didn't say hello, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, understandably, the question will be, people will be saying, but Regan, aren't our prisons full? Yeah, our prisons are getting near full, but they're not full. And I think if you were to say, would we let a few minor offenders out early to fill them up with some of these guys? Yeah, I think the government would do that, and I would approve of it too, to let out some of the minor offenders. I wouldn't want to let people out early, ideally, but if it's to get more of these people to behind bars, that will actually discourage people from rioting, then I'm all for that. This obviously there's them trying to attack them here, but here also you have fights break out between anti-fascists on the left and people protesting in Blackpool on Saturday as well. So you have literally people fighting each other, some people trying to stand their ground, defend this. Yes, QA library, I did see that. I did hear about that. Yeah, Sky should not be down there. Sky should not be down there without some security. That's very good to see a QA library. Yeah, I think any reporters on media, whatever, it's just not worth the risk. Not worth the risk being down there. It's too dangerous. Let the police deal with it, and just steal clips from people's phones. It's probably the best thing to do. Or stay near police officers. You know, don't be standing out there on their own. You know, really got to protect themselves. Defence Secretary John Saley said the government was not considering calling in the army, and police force were supporting each other, sending officers where needed. Yeah, we're not at the point where we need to call in the army, guys. We're not at that point. However, I will say, obviously, the Conservatives obviously have cut our police force. Thanks, Tories. You know, so I do want to throw a bit of shade over them on for making things more difficult. On Sunday, Miss Cooper said mosques were being offered greater protection, and several have been targeted by rioters, including Middlesbrough on Sunday night. Yeah, they're looking to target mosques, and all the mosques up and down the country are having plenty of security around them over the next several days, and rightly so. Several MPs, including the Labour Conservative Reform UK leader Nigel Farage, has called for Parliament to be recalled in its summer recess to deal with the violence. I don't agree with recalling Parliament, because what are Parliament going to do? Apart from ask the Home Secretary lots of questions, putting out lots of statements, what's recalling Parliament exactly going to do? They're just going to sit and they're going to talk about it. There's no what legislation is going to make a difference here. Now, I don't think recalling Parliament is the option that's needed, and especially for those who watch Phil Morehouse's video, it will give a certain person a bit of a platform to kind of speak his mind more freely without fear of reprisal as well. However, Ms Cooper said Parliament would not be recalled right now, but the government is keeping in close contact with MPs. Also, James Cleverly, the Shadow Home Secretary, has also dismissed it as well. Yeah, said the government should have acted. Yeah, speaking of James Cleverly, he said the government should have acted faster, and said it was worrying that they were only holding a Cobra meeting today after 6 days of rioting. I have to agree with James on this one. They should have called a Cobra meeting a lot sooner. 6 days later, that's poor from them, from Keir Starmer and his government. They should have called the Cobra meeting a much sooner. They should have had it a lot sooner. So I have to agree with James on that one. There are key decisions need to be made very early in the process. Had I been Home Secretary, I would have called Cobra meeting much earlier than this, leaving certainty. I don't think you would have dealt with it. I think regardless of whoever would have been in government would have had difficulty, but I do agree the Cobra meeting should have been held earlier. Over the weekend, Sir Keir Starmer called the riots far-right thuggery. Guarantee you will regret taking part in these disorders. And yeah, we've covered all that bit there. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat before we look at the map, because there's a map that the iNews have got, which is going to be quite interesting. From what I've seen, the police have shown level of restraint that deserves praise. It's not the minor strike. Yeah, the police have been very good. The police in all of this have been very good, very professional in all of this. I will say though, I have seen some police being quite violent with one or two handlers, and I will say on the occasion. So there was a clip I saw online, and I'll try and describe it for you. So basically, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know where it was. I don't know the people involved and whatnot. But there are three, maybe four police officers trying to apprehend one person, and they were getting pulled off and everything by other people around them, including a mother and holding her baby. She was trying to pull the officers off the person being basically tackled to the ground and arrested. And yeah, the police at one point, one of the officers literally knocked a woman out because they were told multiple times to get back and stay out of the confrontation, because they were trying to protect their person who allegedly may or may not have been involved in the violence and whatnot. But the footage, I literally saw it clear as day. Literally, the officer just knocked the person. They just went just like that. Now I don't know the full context, so obviously it didn't look very good from a police point of view. But when we talked about the police, and this is the thing is that I've got to be careful here, because obviously I'm a bit of a hypocrite, as well, because obviously I was very critical of the police officer obviously kicking the guy in the head when he was down at the Manchester airport, that incident there. So I'm being a bit hypocritical here, because obviously they were attacked, because the officer that kicked the person down in the head, he were quite violently attacked beforehand as well. So I am a bit hypocritical here in saying that I understand these officers. The officers are trying to do their job in that situation, but just seeing the officer, the way he knocked that woman over, like the way he hit that woman so hard and knocked her out, was really, really brutal. But at the same time, they're trying to apprehend someone who is responsible for participating in these riots for some of the things they're doing allegedly, and they're trying to do their job. So yeah, I'm in a catch-22 situation on that. So there is footage out there of police officers of a police officer literally knocking a woman out stone cold. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen that clip, but yeah, it was pretty brutal. Besides the crime itself, destroying property and bodily offences is punishable for up to 1 to 8 years, effectively jail over here in Portugal. Yeah, that's why you. Yeah, but you don't have you don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of discontent people. To be fair, my uncle was a cop. He said that when he was in uniform, he did not know his father or mother, only his orders. Yeah. Yeah. So, rioters looters carrying heavy sentences. Yeah. They are. I can't believe I'm defending the police. Yeah, you guys know how very critical I am of the police. I'm very, very critical of the police. But on this, I've got to give them my backing on this, because they are trying to save communities. They are trying to save lives. They are trying to save mosques in this situation. They are doing their job in this instance, and they deserve tremendous credit and praise for that. They have been very, very poor. They have been very, very poor throughout for a long time, guys. But so far, during the vast majority, I'm going to say about 90 to 95% of the police, I would say, have been absolutely brilliant. And yeah, this is very difficult for them. This is very difficult for them. And I would not want to be a police officer in this situation with these kind of people. Stigma Moran, good to see you there. The police are not as brutal as these guys are with the anti-Israeli or Just Stop Oil protesters. I don't think the Just Stop Oil protesters is a fair assessment, if I'm honest. But let's carry on, guys. So this is, I think, it's a really good piece here from iNews. So it's called "Where the UK Riots Are Broken Out," and it's been mapped. Anyone whipping up violence online face full force of the law. Starmer warned. So this is the usual stuff. We've already read all this anyway. It's just the same stuff. But I wanted to show you guys here. Oh, actually, this bit here actually. So Keir Starmer was warned any social media posts shared online appeared to show plans for far-right activists targeting dozens of immigrant centres and law firms during the week. The locations and addresses of towns and cities across the channel have been shared on Telegram, along with threats of violence. A list of 39 immigration-related charities, advice centres and solicitors have been named on the channel, whose members have exchanged dozens of racist posts. So yeah, if they're not using Telegram, the police, they need to be using it because that's one of the social media apps they're using to make these arrangements and setups as well. It's not just WhatsApp, it's not just Signal, it's not just on Twitter and X. It's different social medias. They need to try and track as many of these social medias and groups down as they can. Death threats have been issued to politicians and other public figures, as well as instructions on how to carry out arson attacks. Yeah, I've seen death threats have been made towards Angela Rayner, Yvette Cooper, as well as Keir Starmer, by some people, not on X directly, but people who have posted the comments from Telegram and other social media places on X as well. So this is so here the eye takes a look at how violence has uncoiled across the country and where the riots are taking place. So these are riots across the UK. So you can see they're Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here. And you can see on this map, I don't know if I can get a better picture for you guys. I can take myself off the screen. I could take myself off the screen to try and help. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to see if I can get a better picture for you guys. There we go. It's a little bit further back, but you can see. So 4 arrests in Belfast. This is the latest update on this. Was they update when did they did say when they late start? Oh, it said on it before. I think it was like 4 p.m. after 4 o'clock when they last updated this. So 4 arrests in Belfast, 14 arrests in Sunderland, Hartlepool, that was on Wednesday, 16 arrests. Middlesbrough, that was on Sunday, 43 arrests there. Tuesday, Hull, 25 arrests. Several arrests in Leeds. No number there, but that's on Tuesday as well. 1 arrest in Blackburn, that was Tuesday. 20 arrests in Blackpool. 8 arrests in Southport. 33 arrests in Liverpool. All these are on Tuesday, by the way. Bolton, numbers not known, but that was on Sunday as well. Rotherham, there were 7 arrests. That was on Sunday as well. Stoke, 10 arrests there. That was possibly Saturday as well. I'm a bit colourblind. Maybe I'm partially colourblind there. 15 arrests in Nottingham, 2 arrests in Leicester. Arrests to be concluded in Tamsworth as well. And then you can see further down, 16 in Bristol, 111 arrests in London. Like London has has a literal army of police officers. You ain't getting away in London, like, honestly. Aldershot, 5 arrests. Plymouth, apparently there was something, but no arrests have been made, apparently, at the time of this update. And 3 arrests in Weymouth there. So, most of it is obviously in the north. For those who didn't watch the 2 Davies show earlier, apparently Tommy Robinson tried to start things up something in Scotland, and it backfired quite badly for him. He tried to incentivize an arrest or an incident that took place, which had absolutely no relations to any racism whatsoever. He made a complete absolute twat of himself over the incident. But yeah, so far Scotland's squeaky clean, so you guys are good. Wales also seems to be, as far as I'm aware, Wales seems to be okay, unless someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat as well. But obviously both countries will no doubt be still on their guard. Just because they're happening here doesn't mean to say that it still can't spread. So it's just a case of just making sure that if any of it happens in there, as we should be here, calling it out for what it is there. And this is also good, they highlight some of this here. So Tuesday, the riots first flared on Southport on Tuesday the 30th. This came after social media fueled false claims of suspected facial stabbings of 3 girls and a Muslim migrant. The misinformation led to mob descending into the area around Southport Mosque, where riots left 50 police officers injured. The chairman of the local mosque and several other people were forced to barricade themselves in, fearing far-right racist thugs would burn the building down. Attackers set fire to police car and several other vehicles, knocking down residents' walls used to use as bricks as weapons to throw at police as well there. Then on Wednesday, the following evening, violence spread to other parts of the country, with police marking more than 100 arrests in London as bottlers and flares were held at offices near Downing Street. Yeah, because obviously that's obviously going to stop the boats, isn't it? During a demonstration in Whitehall organised by the group Enough is Enough, beer cans and glass bottles were hurled at police and flares were thrown. Yeah, because that's definitely going to stop the boats. In Hartlepool, 16 arrests were made with an 11-year-old boy detained on suspicion of arson after a police car was set on fire. 11-year-old boy. What's this 11-year-old boy been watching? 11-year-old boy. Rioters threw projectiles at officers who defended themselves with shields. Aldershot became another flashpoint, with a demonstration outside a hotel believed to be housing asylum seekers descending into a mob-type protest, according to Hampshire Police and Crime Commissioner PCC Donna Jones. 1 police officer suffered a minor injury during the disorder, during which 5 men were arrested on suspicion of affray and using threatening, abusive, insulting words or behaviour to stir up racial hatred. For some reason, everyone decided to take a day off on Thursday. Just saying. And on Friday, after a calmer evening on Thursday, the violence escalated once more on Friday night, with police attack again in Sunderland. A police building was ransacked and a citizen's vice premise next door was set alight. Police officers panelled with missiles and balaclava-clad youths who targeted the mosque. Again, like, what's the benefit of burning down a citizen's vice premise? Like what exactly are you hoping to achieve there? Like, answers on a postcard, please. Then Saturday, according to anti-racism campaign Hope Not Hate, there were more than 30 protests planned over the weekend following the disorder in Southport. Liverpool was one of the worst affected, with Merseyside Police making 33 arrests during what it branded serious disorder. Several officers were injured after masked protesters looted bricks and chairs and rampaged through the city's waterfront. In Blackpool, there were 20 arrests, with people throwing bottles and chairs and wielding pieces of wood. And in Nottingham, bottles and other projectiles were thrown, with people chanting "England till I die" and Tommy Robinson drowned out by boos from counter-protesters. 15 arrests were made. Yeah, I generally hope that all the people who participate in the counter-protests, and if you are somebody who is one of those is out there tonight or has been out there to counter-protest, please stay safe. Please don't break the law. Please don't do anything that will put yourself in danger or others that are in harm's danger. If the police tell you to do something, you do it. Don't ask questions. Just please be careful. I understand that you're doing it to stand up to these people, and I totally understand that. And I appreciate you guys doing that, protecting your communities and your towns and whatnot. I really do. But please be careful. Please be as safe as you possibly can, and stay with the large groups. Don't isolate yourself, because you could find yourself vulnerable. Around 150 people carrying St George's flag shouted, "You're not English anymore." Since when? Who are you to decide who are English and not? And anti-Muslim slurs in Leeds, but were outnumbered by hundreds of counter-protesters shouting "Nazi scum" off our streets. Yeah, rightfully so. Call them what they are. In Hull, 3 officers were hurt after a group of far-right troublemakers targeted a hotel that housed asylum seekers as well. Yeah, these again. Look at all these youngsters. They honestly, like, what are they hoping to achieve with this? I'm like, the thing is, I have to say this as well, right? So, for those who don't listen to LBC, Tom Swalsbeck had a caller from one of the so-called protesters, and I was listening to the call, and he wasn't giving any proper reasons or explanations as to why they're doing this, and I'm just like scratching my head, like thinking, like he first tried to claim it was because they were black or Asian. Then he rolled back on it because he said that not all black or Asians are like that. And then he just kept switching his story and not addressing and every time he tried to make a reason for it, he didn't have any evidence to back up his claim. And Tom just kept taking him to task on the call, and I was just thinking to myself, what on earth is going on here? I didn't listen to all of James O'Brien's full show this morning, but I don't know. I'm sure if he took a call from one of these people, I'm sure it would have been highlighted somewhere. But I'm assuming he did not get a call from one of these so-called protesters. I would have been interested to see if one of them did call into James O'Brien to see how he would have handled it. But yeah. So Humbershire Police Chief Superintendent Dan Walball said officers had faced eggs and bottles being thrown and windows were smashed at the hotel, with shops later looted and set alight. Elsewhere, bricks were thrown at officers in Stoke-on-Trent. There were arrests for violent disorder in Bristol. And in Belfast Union, Jack flags and Irish tricolours were flown at fireworks thrown amid tense exchange between anti-Islamic groups and anti-racism rallies. A supermarket owner described how his shop was burnt to the ground, saying, "There is nothing left, some ashes, people. People attack this place. Racism against Islam and Muslims." Yeah. It's just absolutely horrible. And then finally on Sunday, there was continuation of the violence, with far-right mobs attacking a hotel in Rotherham that was housing migrants, and at one point trying to set fire to part of it. For those who don't know, that they were evacuated out of the hotel this morning, but there are people online trying to track down where they are, so that for these far-right fuckatries can go after them. Like, that's how. Like, I really hope wherever they are, the police are keeping an eye on top of them. Rioters broke inside the buildings, which was housing terrified residents, some of whom reportedly slept in the woods as they were too scared to stay in the hotel. I don't blame them. They should not have to feel that way, but I can totally understand them running away from the hotel. Another hotel thought to be housing migrants was set alight in Tamworth, with windows smashed and missiles thrown at officers. There are 43 arrests in Middlesbrough after violence described as staggering by Assistant Chief Constable David Fulham, with a mosque again targeted. And yeah, this is just more repeat of the politics behind it, which I'm going to leave that for now. I'm just going to see what you guys are saying in the chat. I think we're going to need a little break after all of this, just in case. I have a sword, a long pole, and a chainmail. I have no shield. Well, you can't be going on. You can't be one of the Fellowship of the Ring people then if you don't have a shield. I'm afraid, Genie Bowl. Who is Kamala's VP pick? I predict Pete. I hope it's Pete Buttigieg, if I'm honest, Verti. I hope it is. If there's a time to put someone forward as a gay vice president, this is a great time to do it, and it would be fantastic against all those haters. And it would be such a good thing for diversity, for equality, for LGBTs. For you know what it would mean to have a vice president that's gay. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I hope it's Pete Buttigieg, and I hope Harris picks Pete, and I hope the two of them knock the stuffing out of JD Vance and Trump and win that election. I really do. if they came to Torbay, I would half my round shield. These riots did three things. They increased their one taxes to pay for the damage. They effed up their lives and they attacked their one economy, country, and society. Bravo. They're just, yeah. There's lots of reasons behind it. He's been listening to Tyres. This is a direct result of Braverman, Jenrick, and all the others. You can't. You can. Yes, some of this you can target the Conservatives' 14 years of austerity. You can't just pin this on them. Then there's lots of things behind. There's lots of things behind all this. You can't just pin it on. You can't just pin it on the politicians. We also have to pin certain influencers on there, which we're going to get to one of them in just a moment as well. Certain politicians have been riling them up. Certain media outlets who bring on certain people on board to talk about these things are not helping as well. What really angers me is that there are people who are trying to, there are still some people in the mainstream media who are trying to justify this, and they need to stop trying to justify this stuff. They need to stop justifying this. I'm just going to read this last bit. In Scotland, we don't set our own house on fire, and we welcome everyone, says Mad Monk. Yes, you do. And I look forward to one day coming to Scotland. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to come up this. I was thinking of coming up this month, but I'm still not sure if I'll be able to. My banner is a rainbow dragon of nature, love and harmony, says Junior Ball. Oh, lovely. Lovely stuff. Okay, guys, thanks for your comments so far. Much appreciated. We're going to take a little break. We need a bit of laughter in all of this. And what better person to give us a bit of laughter than Liz Truss? She got snubbed at Goodwood, guys. But luckily, she's hoping that she'll get noticed here at the Edinburgh Fringe. So good luck, Liz. Hopefully you'll get some attention here.
Hello, it's me, Liv Truss, your ex-Prime Minister. They're cheering for me because I'm here on day 2 of Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And oh, ding dong, the bells are getting for me, because I just want everyone to know that earlier on I went to Goodwood Festival and the ITV person didn't actually remember who I was in an interview, and I think that's unacceptable. And everybody here knows who I am. So let's go find out and prove you all wrong. Hello, do you recognise me?
No.
Do you recognise me?
No.
Do you recognise me? It's me, Liz Truss.
Not really.
Not really funny. You do really, don't you?
No, I don't.
Cut that bit. It's me, Liz Truss.
Hi, Liz.
Hello. See, you recognise me now. Can I just ask you? Earlier on ITV, people didn't recognise who I was, the presenter. I mean, do you not think that's disgusting?
No, I think it's fine.
You think it's fine?
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't recognise you at first.
But you do now?
Yeah, obviously now.
That's probably what it was. People didn't realise who I was.
I had my glasses on too.
Exactly. You didn't have your glasses. Well, come see me if you want to.
Thank you.
I'm in being exercised.
Oh, great.
I think it means that I'm going to get on a gym bike.
And do some running.
And do some running.
Nice one. Thank you.
Goodbye. That explains it. People haven't got their glasses on. If the presenter had got their glasses on and had been to Specsavers, they would have known who I was. Done.
God, I love her. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I love that. I love the fair play to her. Like, because the thing is that, you know, if you go to certain places, if she went to certain places, being a parody of Liz Truss, she could actually, you know, so people could be quite nasty, you know. But obviously at the Edinburgh Fringe, obviously she'll be fine there. But yeah, they're like, who? Gotta have a bit of fun, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, because it really does help support the channel. Help me get to that 2,000 subscriber mark by the end of the year, guys. We're just under 400 subscribers away, so help me get there, guys. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you to everyone and anyone who has supported me in any way. It is greatly appreciated. So, I've already done a video on him, but I wanted to. But I thought why not bring up this guy as well? Because Yeah, apparently he claims he's on holiday and he's not on the run. Says Tommy Robinson from The Times. I'm on holiday, not on the run. Far-right activist denies fleeing the UK after High Court issued an arrest warrant. Tommy Robinson, the far-right activist, has denied claims he fled the UK after a High Court judge issued an arrest warrant for him. Robinson, 41, whose real name is Stephen Yackley Lennon. I know you guys like me saying Yackley for some reason. Stoking tensions over the Southport stabbing from thousands of miles away in southern Europe. Merseyside police believe supporters of the English Defence League, EDL, and far-right groups that previously led by Robinson were among those responsible for injuring more than 50 officers and terrorising Muslim worships during the Southport riots. He told CNN News 18, an Indian English language news channel, that he adopted the persona of Tommy Robinson because he wanted to murder him. He said, my real name is actually Stephen Yellen. Yes, I did use a pseudonym. I can't say that word, guys. Because if you want to speak about Islam, people want to kill you. 6 Muslims are currently in British prison for 30 years for planning to murder me. He added, I try to protect my name because I want to protect my family. I don't think that is ridiculous at all. A High Court judge issued an arrest warrant for Robinson last month and he's due to attend a full contempt hearing in London. The case is around an alleged breach of an injunction forbidding him from repeating lies about Jamal Hasley, a teenage Syrian refugee, in 2018. 2021, Hajid had won £100,000 in damages after the defamation case against Robinson, who had falsely accused him of attacking other pupils at school. However, the activist repeated that the claims in a film which was recently broadcast at a mass rally of his followers in Trafalgar Square, London. He says, I never fled the UK. I'm on holiday with my children. That was planned. I never received any court documentation summoning me to court. I'm not on bail to attend court. He's lying. He knows that he should have been in court. He knows he's supposed to be in court. There was a process the court had to go to. That process is not to give information to far-left organisations. Yeah, okay. Robinson's extract whereabouts are unclear. However, photos emerged of Sunday purporting him to show a luxury hotel in Ayia Napa, Cyprus. In a social media post, Robinson has insisted he is not responsible for the widespread riots across the UK in recent days. No, he has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Not him, not Musk, not Andrew Tate, not anybody else. No, these people on the right, they've done nothing wrong, guys. They're just expressing their opinions. They're not incentivizing anyone. They're just simply expressing an opinion. He says, as the media and politicians trying to blame me for what is happening in the country, what you witness now and the streets is the years of resentment built up by you. Media and politicians tried to hide the problem. So while you wish to blame other people for your failures, everything you're witnessing are your failures. I do not agree that that the media are responsible for this. I will say social media and certain political influencers are responsible for this. Absolutely, politicians are responsible for this. I don't think anyone is disagreeing with that. Yeah. Apparently, I do a good impersonation of Tommy Robinson. I don't, not to my knowledge, anyway. It's all on your lap, not mine. I'm not being blamed for this. I haven't effed up. You've effed up your politics, your open border immigration, your policies, and putting Britain last is what's engulfed this country in this situation. Okay, so I have to explain this, guys, because some people, I had to explain this to someone who complained about open borders on my on one of my videos on my chat. So I'm going to explain this very clearly, as clearly as I possibly can, actually. So, are you listening? Listen very carefully to what I'm going to say to you, okay? Britain, the United Kingdom, is an island, okay? It's an island surrounded by something called water, okay? So, we can't have open borders because we're a fucking island! I hope you understand that, right? It's not possible for the United Kingdom to have an open border because we are a fucking island. It's not rocket science. Like, have you ever looked at Britain on a map? You should try looking at Britain on a map, just for you to understand that logic, okay? There is no such thing as an open border with the UK. It's not like we have a land border with France, okay? We are an island surrounded by water. Hope that helps you, okay? Are we good? Okay. Sorry, had to do that because clearly there is no such thing as open border, okay? If someone tells you that Britain has open borders, you simply tell them that Britain is a fucking island surrounded by water. So you direct the question to, so where is the open border? There you go. I will not apologise for telling the truth. I will not apologise for highlighting all you F-ups and failures. You are working against the best interests of the British public. No, we do not want to become a minority in our own country. Oh my God. Well, definitely one of the things that is definitely hurting lots of people is the 2-child benefit cap when it comes to that. This idea that this mindset that they have is like, we're being taken over. It's just such nonsense. Such nonsense. It really, really is. People are just incredibly insane, guys. They're just absolutely insane. Oh dear, oh dear. Making things more warmer than I. What do you think, Ollie? Do you think these people are nuts? Do you think they're nuts? Ollie says they should be all deported to Rwanda. I joked about that on Marcus's live stream. That's a bit too far fetched, if I'm honest. What do you think, Pingu? I better not say what Pingu said. You need to watch your language. He needs to go on a naughty step. Right, let me have a quick look what you guys are saying in the chat. We've got one more related story, and then I want to share with you a really interesting story that's come up from the Jewish Chronicle that came up a few hours ago that I've seen. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. You sounded like a mate of mine explaining why the Earth is round to a flat Earth. We will be an island till the next ice age, says Artibus. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the ice age actually at the moment. Not at the expense of people's lives, but just because of how hot it is right now. Good explanation for Brexiteers. Surrounded by Spain, says Jav. Yeah, you've got Spain next door to you, so you can't say, you can't exactly work it with your country, I'm afraid, Jal. Even Channel Tunnel has 2 sets of passport checks, UK and French border staff. Oh, you ruined it, Indy Scott. You ruined it. Now they can say we have an open border because of the tunnels. Oh, you ruined the perception. I bet one of these idiots couldn't point out Britain on a map. No, they couldn't. Hull hazardous. Oh, Cadbury's take them and they'll cover them in chocolate. Oh, God. It's too hot to have chocolate right now anyway. Thanks, guys, for your comments. Much appreciated. 2468 runaway. 3579 little white line on this hooter. All right. Last topic around this, guys. I thought this one here from the Guardian, this is very interesting, and this is why I still think Priti Patel is still the dark horse, because she's being very careful with what she says, even though we know that she has her problems, that for sure. But just before I do, guys, I just want to say thank you, Alistair Kidd, for the 5 gifting memberships. You give the 5 gifting memberships to Peter Natcaro, AR, SFX 2005, Derek McCall, David, Dranlio, and DJ Mardy Moore has been all gifted memberships. Thank you so much, my friend, for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate your support. It really does help support me, guys. Yeah, financially support me in any way, guys, really makes a massive difference. Whether it's just, I don't monetize my live streams, I don't make any money off them, guys, unless I get super chats, memberships, or anything like that. So any and all that stuff really does make a big difference. So thank you, Alistair Keir, for that. I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's carry on, you guys. So, Priti Patel criticises Nigel Farage for comparing the far-right riots to BLM protests. So, the Tory leadership candidate says Reform leaders' comments are deeply misleading as she urges a Parliament recall. This is really interesting. So, now, obviously, there's a political strategy to this from Priti Patel. But her distancing herself from Nigel Farage is definitely definitely a very interesting. Definitely interesting. Can I do a Jeremy Hardy joke? Who's Jeremy Hardy? You can. I suppose you can. Yes, if you really want to. But just coming back to this, like, this is very interesting, and I wonder what's the angle behind this. Now, a part of me doesn't want Priti Patel to win. A part of me doesn't want her to win, and I know it doesn't really matter too much. Part of me doesn't want her to win, because a lot of people, quite a lot of people have said they don't expect the Conservatives to win the next general election. They expect them to stay out of power for quite a while. But if she does win, they will have they will definitely gain a lot of seats back, because despite all her flaws, and yes, she's had bullying allegations and whatnot, she is more sensible than pretty much most of those candidates. And as I've said this before, and I've said this again just to remind for those who don't know, during the election campaign, she was helping out. She was not just campaigning in her constituency; she was helping out lots of other constituencies. So she was doing her part for the party. She was playing her part for the party, which I think is really, really important. Yeah, we already discussed why they don't need to recall Parliament as well. Hold on a second. For some reason, I can't click it here. Can I click it there? There we go. Stigma One, thank you for the 10 New Zealand dollars. Much appreciated, my friend. Hope you have a great day today over there. It's morning, isn't it, for you, Steve? Hope you have a great day over there. It's odd that someone like Robertson, who's anti-foreigner, takes these holidays overseas. Yeah, he should be having them here in the UK, where he's proud to be British. You know, I would say he should try Scotland, but I don't think he would get far in Scotland. Yeah, I don't think he would get far there. But yeah, he should be taking holidays here in England, here in the UK. Should be proud to be British. Have a typical British holiday. Anyway, let's hear what Priti Patel's had to say. So, the Conservative leadership candidate Priti Patel has criticised Nigel Farage's response to far-right riots, saying it was wrong to compare the violence to Black Lives Matter protests. Yeah, it was. The former Home Secretary has also written to the Prime Minister and Home Secretary urging them all to recall Parliament, drawing parallels with 2011 riots when the MPs returned for a government statement on civil disorder and to condemn the violence. Farage condemned the violence against police officers in a statement posted on X on Monday morning, but the Reform UK leader said that deeper long-term problems remain. He also called for a recall of Parliament and said government should consider deploying the army. He has said ever since the soft policing of Black Lives Matter protests, the impression of a two-tier policing has become widespread. This is 100% bollocks from Nigel Farage. There. The Prime Minister's faltering attempts to address the current crisis have only added to the sense of injustice. Patel says Farage's comments were deeply misleading and simply not relevant right now, she told Times Radio. There is a clear difference between effectively blocking streets of roads and being closed to burning down libraries, hotels, food banks and attacking places of worship. What we have seen is thuggery, violence, racism. This is very good. This is very good stuff from Priti Patel here. She will win a lot of hearts and minds if she's on the right side. By the way, I don't trust. Obviously, like I said, I always said dark horse on her. Doesn't mean I trust her, but I would say she is the least insane out of the Conservative leadership, shall we say? Over the last week, we saw the most appalling stabbings in Southport, horrific crimes being committed. We've seen violence and thuggery on the streets. What we saw during the pandemic, we saw protests. We believe in free speech. We saw protests that are being policed. What we're seeing now is thuggery and disorder and criminality. There is a complete distinction between the two. Absolutely. She's saying the right things again. Patel saying the elected politicians must always be careful about potentially spreading misinformation. Asked if she would feel safe in an area gripped by violence over the weekend, Patel said, I would not feel safe in some of the areas and communities where we've seen racism and thuggery on our streets. I grew up with people using the P word against me. And I think some of the individuals who are now involved in this violence, disorder and racism that we are seeing in part of the country, that's no difference to the type of racism that I experienced when I was growing up. And I just think that there is no place for that in our amazing country. She's saying all the right things here. In her letter for Parliament to be recalled, Patel said, must act recalling Parliament, MPs from across the political spectrum have demanded recall of Parliament. Home Secretary Vivek Cooper said it was under consideration, and we've heard what James Not So Clever has already said there in another piece there. But I just wanted to highlight Priti Patel's comments there, because I do think it's quite interesting that she's saying that. Now, unless someone can tell me in the chat, I know Rishi Sunak has condemned the violence. Have the other candidates tweeted about this as well? Has Suella Braverman condemned this violence? I have not seen, as far as I'm aware. If someone can tell me, great. Has Liz Truss or Boris Johnson condemned the violence? Can someone let me know? Comments down below. I really want to know, have all the Conservative candidates condemned this? Or have someone seen at least a tweet or something of them? Where are they in all this? I will say this is actually very good publicity for Priti Patel on the perspective of calling this out for what it is. So this is very good for her, but it's showing that she's willing to push herself away from that so-called far right side. And I don't know, but part of me also feels that she's just playing the political game as well, and I think we have to take that into consideration when we're talking about her as well. Just have a quick look in the comments before we go to... I don't know if we'll do both pieces today. We might just do the last one, because I do want to talk about it. Some of you guys are going to like this. This story that I've got for you guys. It's a lovely day, bright and sunny. We had an earthquake last night, which is a bit of a bummer. Hopefully nobody's hurt, and it wasn't too bad. Steve tried to calm them. 100 page. That's better. What are you doing? Why are you turning yourself off? Weird thing. Unfortunately, now it's going to be changing colours. There's going to be distraction, guys. What's going on? Okay, my mum is currently ranting about the riots to my uncle now. What did I do? But sometimes, if they're going to get upset about it, sometimes the best thing is not to say anything at all when angry pagan. There's no point in them getting mad and throwing you just need to try and calm them down. Yeah, it's working. It should be working now, David. Using an axe in the genes also, it seems. We haven't had volcano activity for years now, says Verti. Okay. All right, guys. Let's move away from the riots for now. I wanted to share this story that came up from... I saw someone highlighted this on Twitter, and I wanted to have a look at this myself with you guys. Now, I don't know... Now, it's entirely possible this may come to fruition, but this is a very good sign, to say the least, guys, especially if you are someone who wants the UK to stop exporting licenses to Israel. This is from the Jewish Chronicle. The arms export licenses to Israel suspended by the UK government. Civil servants are understood to have stopped giving permission to weapons to be sold to the Jewish state. The British government has already begun to suspend arms exports licenses to Israel while ministers carry out a policy review, evidence seen by the Jewish Chronicle confirms. While the Foreign Secretary David Lammy is yet to make a final decision on whether to halt weapons sales to the Jewish state, civil servants have already stopped granting permits. One individual involved in arms exports to Israel, who is seeking permission, received a notice in response that stated, suspended a pending policy review. Such a move would put Jerusalem alongside North Korea and Iran. Asked to confirm whether the government had suspended all arms exports licenses for Israel, the Department of Business and Trade spokesperson said, "It is vital that we uphold both our domestic and international legal obligations when it comes to arms exports. We are reviewing the advice available and will come to a considerable decision." Between October the 7th and the end of May this year, over 100 arms export licenses to Israel were issued according to the government figures. The data were released in June before the general election revealed that 37 of those were for military purposes, while 63 were not. At that point, no arms exported licenses have been rejected or revoked during Israel's war in Gaza. In June, however, rhetoric have reported that the value of permits for the sale of arms to Israel has dropped by 95% to a 13-year low. Following recent International Court of Justice ruling found that Israel's settlement program to be illegal under international law, the British government is facing increasing pressure to halt arms licenses. If government lawyers conclude that Israel has committed war crimes in Gaza, export licenses would have to be suspended to avoid the risk of the UK aiding and abetting breaches of international law. We have already done this. This has already happened. We have already been abetted and aided in breaches of international law. This has already happened. There's no getting around that. In December, the then Business Secretary Kemi Baknot decided not to halt export licenses to Israel on the grounds that there was not presented a clear risk that the items exported to the IDF might be used to commit or facilitate a serious violation of international humanitarian law. The government is expected to make a final announcement later this summer on whether they will officially halt sales. Lamy said last month he had commissioned a new legal advice into Israel's compliance with international law on its first day in office. And he told Parliament that this is an ongoing progress. I pledge to update the House as soon as I can on this very serious matter. Labour MP Asal Khan previously told the news website Middle Eastern Eye that he was confident the British government will restrict arms sales to Israel. It's been done before, he said. We're only 3 weeks into the Labour government and we've already seen lots of positive developments and we've never seen under Conservatives. We need to keep it up and respect international law. Since 2008, the United Kingdom licensed arms worth almost £600 million to Israel, according to analysis of the government export data by lobbying group Campaign Against Arms Trade. These include parts for Israel's for F-16s, F-15s, and F-35 fighter jets. Last year, Britain sold £18.2 million worth of arms to the Jewish state. Now, it's not a confirmation at all, guys, but the fact that they are saying that that apparently civil servants have been told to halt, that are suspending them until policy review, it seems like a very good sign. So the reason I'm giving you guys this news is because I want to give some optimism about this. I really hope that they announce this publicly, and I have some hope. I really hope it does come to pass, guys. I really hope it comes to pass on that. But I wanted to share that with you. Obviously, I'm not familiar a lot with the Jewish Chronicle, but when other people were highlighting this, I thought I'd highlight it with you guys because I do think it was important to say that if civil servants are being told to stop giving permission for weapons, it's a good sign. Let's hope that it does mean to a complete halt, and it's not just obviously one story put together there. But I want to make it clear, I have not seen a response from the Labour government on this, so we have to wait and see on that on it. To be fair, come on, Lammy, says Billy Kershaw. Power of Christ compels you, says Steve. Yeah, I hope so. About time these licenses were suspended, said Mad Monk. I hope it is. I hope it's not just. I hope the Jewish Chronicle is not being misled here. I really hope it is. To anyone in the chat, you visit the Accords Island, especially during summertime. Lovely place, lovely people, and great food with a tendency to be spicy. I'm looking. Oh no, I better not say that here. I love your multicolour microphone. It's so hypnotic. Yeah. Well, I don't want. Well, I can't play about with it while I'm live streaming. I don't really want to play about with it in the live stream. It was only a magnitude 5, but it was shallow and close right on the midnight. At last midnight, the quake was about 7.8, which rattles your dentistries a bit. That can be. I can imagine it's a bit annoying for you getting woken up by small little earthquakes in the middle of the night. Steve. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So, should I share this story with you guys? I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to highlight it for you guys just because I'm conscious of the time. And because we have gone more than well over an hour. But I'll just share this one with you guys. A report from Byline Times. Not going to read the whole thing, but I'll read a bit of into it. So, the Bibby Stockholm year-old campaigners demand most vulnerable will be taken off the scraps at Barge immediately. The government announced the Barge will close in January 2025. The figures released to Byline Times on health incidents on the Barge have reignited calls for the most vulnerable residents to be moved immediately. So, Byline Times are basically, they have a report here. I've read it already, but if you want to have a read of it, the link will be in the description. I'll leave the link up, even though we're not going to cover it in full. But I do hope, while I'm happy that the Bibby Stockholm is going to become obsolete, obviously it would be a much better accommodation for these far right thuggatries to accommodate them on this instead of our migrants. I think if it is deemed safe, obviously, and safe and okay for them, I wouldn't mind putting them on here for a bit. I think that would be a good idea. I mean, we're already wasting a lot of tax, but joking aside, guys, you know, it's cost way too much taxpayer money. It's not made a difference. It was nothing more than used as a political football to make it look like that they're tackling the issue, and it never really solved the issue. All it did was just cost money, and it was completely unnecessary. But they're obviously saying that Valentine's are pretty much what they're saying is that they need to get them off now. And what I will say is obviously if it is not safe for legal reasons, if it is not safe, if they are at risk, they need to be taken off now. But that's only if that's the case. I understand the need to get them off it. I understand the waste of taxpayer money on it. I get all that. I get all that. But obviously, I want to say wait until January 2025, but I don't want to say that if that means putting migrants at risk. That's what I want. I think that's the best way to put it. So as long as they're not at risk, if they're at risk, then take them off. It says here most vulnerable to be taken off. Okay, well if they're vulnerable, if they're having like panic attacks or mental breakdowns or whatever, then yeah, get them off it. If they are at risk. But yeah, just if they're not, then just ride it out to the end of the year if you can. But obviously, if they're vulnerable, if they really are in trouble, get them off it now, is what I will say to it. But yeah, if you want to have a look at the article, you can check it out in the link in the description, guys. I'm only just because I'm a bit conscious of time. Before we head out, guys, I've got one more funny video to see you guys, and then I'm going to let you guys know what the plan is for the week. So I hope you guys enjoy this funny video. Some of you guys may have seen this already. Apparently there's a £22 billion black hole in the economy. Well, hopefully Matt Green can better explain it for us. Matt, please take it away.
Rachel Reeves has said that there's a £22 billion black hole in the public finances that she didn't know about before becoming Chancellor.
I don't know why she didn't know about it. Plenty of people told her.
So your government knew about this black hole?
Yes, of course we did. We created it. And we were planning on cutting taxes on top of it.
Wouldn't that have been grossly irresponsible?
Well, possibly, but only if we actually thought we'd ever have to do it.
What?
Well, we knew we weren't going to win the election, so we could just say what we liked. We could talk about bringing back national service, bang on about the Rwanda scheme, even, my suggestion, reintroduce hanging for anyone who doesn't clean up dog mess.
Hanging?
I guarantee that would have won us a few seats.
Labour have said that you've left them with a country that's broken.
We did offer to fix it too, but oh no, they knew best.
You're admitting the public finances are in crisis.
I am now, certainly. And we also put in a whole load of spending cuts for the future to see just how many we could get Labour to agree to.
Well, they've said they'll match your spending plans and not reverse your cut to national insurance.
Yes, which is hilarious, because we put those plans in place knowing we'd never have to enact them, whereas Labour said they'd match them knowing that they would. So, you know, who's really the irresponsible ones?
Critics have called this a scorched earth policy.
Well, I've always been partial to my steaks well done.
Don't you think the public will blame you for all the mess you caused?
For a while, sure, but the public have short memories, and soon they'll be like, why isn't everything getting better? And Labour will say, well, it's all the fault of the Tories.
Which would be true.
But that's when we'll be able to slide in and say, well, at least we didn't pretend that someone else was making us do the bad things.
Except when you blamed Europe, immigrants and human rights, and pinned a global financial crisis on Gordon Brown.
Yes, but that's just politics.
Thank you, former minister.
Oh, I meant to say, I've got a podcast.
Next up, as Nigel Farage says that he doesn't support violence whilst predicting further disorder, we ask, when does dog whistling become incitement? And how long ago did that happen?
Matt Green, ladies and gentlemen, do check out his YouTube channel, Matt Green Comedy, and you can see there on whenever he's around. Between the 8 p.m. and tomorrow at the time of this recording, Aces and Eights, Fortress Road there. So if anyone wants to go and see him, please do. Give him some support, much needed support, guys. If you're not subscribed to his channel, please subscribe to his channel. Please like and comment on these videos, all that stuff, guys. It really does help support him there. If you can, it'd be greatly appreciated. Guys, so just before I head out, I just want to remind you guys, so this week we have a very exciting new week. This Thursday, guys, myself and Dele Blase will be doing a We'll be having a little chat on Thursday talking about all sorts of things. So do join us Thursday, 8 p.m. Myself and Daily Blase. If you're a fan of him, do come and join us for that. The following week, I have myself and Power to the People, Graham Price. We will be doing one the following Thursday as well. That's going to be exciting too. I believe it'll be his first live stream. He'll be on as well. So he's very excited for that as well. So if you guys do join us for them, just as a reminder, guys, some other live streams. I've made a decision. I'm not going to do a live stream or a premiere video on Friday night. I'm actually going to take it a little bit easy, just because of the overwhelming amount. I think I can get away with one night. I think what I'm going to do this week, guys. So we've got a live stream tomorrow with the Snowflake Corner. So if you guys want to check out some world news, please come and join me for that. I will obviously cover bits of Gaza as well on there. And then on Wednesday, the Snowflake Watch, we will cover clips and reactions to, obviously, if there's more riots taking place, which we expect them to, unfortunately. If do, we'll obviously cover more of that. And we will be covering Gaza on the Snowflake Watch as well, for those who are wondering. As well. And then of course on Thursday, as I said, myself and Daily Blase will be together talking about all sorts of things. So do come and hang out there. And then on the weekend, guys, I will be doing the Regan's News Round on Saturday night at 8 p.m. So if you guys want to come and hang out on Saturday night 8 p.m. before we do games nights, you're more than welcome to do that. And then on Sunday I'll have World's News Round. This Wednesday as well, after the Snowflake Watch, if you want to come and join us on the Discord for an after chat, you're more than welcome to do so as well. We'll be doing a Discord chat as well. But if you guys want to come and hang out and join the Discord at any time, it is completely free to join. The link for it is in the description if you guys want to do that as well. I have not finished recording all the Rumble content. I need to finish recording it tomorrow, so I might be a little bit late with the next video, but the Patreon videos are ready for people who are following me on there. But just wanted to let you guys know that as well. And for any Snowflake Corporals, that is the members, you guys should know the videos are already up for you guys as well there as well. So I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come today. Thank you, Alistair Keir, for the 5 gifting memberships. Thank you to the moderators for looking after the channel. Luckily, we didn't get any trouble tonight. I know Marcus had some trouble on his live stream tonight, but luckily it was a quiet night here, so hopefully they don't come knocking anytime soon. And thank you, Steve McMahon, for your super chat earlier. Much appreciated, my friend, as well. So yeah, hopefully I don't know if Max is going to do a live stream tomorrow. I know hopefully his voice will feel a little bit better as well. So let's hope he's all right to do a live stream tomorrow as well. Let's hope so anyway. But yeah, have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves as always. Keep in touch. All that good stuff, guys. If you are somebody who is in these areas where these riots and are taking place, please don't get involved, guys. Please stay safe. Please stay with large groups. Don't go out on your own in these things, guys. Please look after yourselves and look after those around you. Take whatever precautions you need to take if you are in these areas where they are happening, guys. Just please be careful. I really, really mean that. It's really, really your well-being, your concerns. Please just be careful out there, guys. Yes. So yes, and of course, how can I not say the gang here? Ollie is turned around. He's all smiles now because Alistair Keir gave membership, so it would have been rude of me not to turn it around. Yeah, so Ollie always turns a smile around when people are financially supporting me. But yes, thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you for, as always. And before I go, I just have one last thing to say. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate. Share us across social media so others are notified of this live stream, and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p. Or you can join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.